Guys, listen. The next 10 minutes might change the next 10 years of your life. I'm serious. Come here, Ralph. Don't do your hair and stuff, man. What's your 10-year goal? Where do you want to be in 10 years?
In 10 years, I'll be 33.
Yeah?
So I'm probably, if I make it, I still want to play, if I'm lucky, to like 33, 34, maybe 35. Because I'm going to start late. I'm hoping to end late. So that's my 10-year goal. Still trying to play football at that age.
You know why this is a bad goal? Because it's not specific, man. You know, every person that's become a big success in their life, let's take the example of Ronaldo. He has a vision from young, age 13, age 23, even now, of where he wants to be, a crystal clear picture of where he wants to be in 10 years' time. For him, when he was 23, he said, all right, I want to be the world's best player. I want to have won this many Ballon d'Ors. I want to have scored this many goals. I want to have won this many Champions Leagues. He would have wrote it down, smack, bang, 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 bang. And coming back to overthinking, which has affected everyone, it's like, what is gonna drive you to keep going every single day and not have these ups and downs, these mood swings and stuff? It's like, where do you want to be in 10 years? Like, what's your vision of yourself in 10 years? For me, my vision of myself in 10 years was never about, like, if I was 16, 17, 18, it was never about, oh, I'm gonna win the Champions League. It was always about, okay, if I can make it to a high level, a certain level, I will then be able to have a platform, and I would have developed a story that I can share with the world. Because my goal back then was always inspiration. Like, can I inspire someone? Can I help someone? Can I motivate someone? That's a completely different goal from you. Everybody has their own personal motivation and their personal why do they do it, you know? Some people, they do it for their family. Some people, they, you know, whatever. When they make it to a certain level, it's like, okay, boom, I can buy a house for my family in Africa. I don't need to play for Arsenal anymore, or I don't need to play, you know, I don't need to be playing in the Premier League. So everybody's got their own goal. What's your goal? You know, what's your 10-year vision? What's your vision? It's a hard question, but like, what is it? Do you have one?
Yeah.
What is it?
I want to be the best player in the world, period.
The best player in the world, period. So you want to be the best player in the world. Ralph, what's your 10-year goal?
One of my goals is to play Division 1 in Cyprus and be one of the best players on my team.
Okay, in 10 years' time, you want to be playing Division 1 in Cyprus?
Yeah, or anywhere in Europe, but mostly Cyprus.
Division 1 in Cyprus, and what? Like, are you just in the squad?
No, be the best player on the team, or
Be the best player
on the team and the captain.
In a Division 1 team in Cyprus.
And the captain.
So this is how we're formulating, guys. Like, this is creating a picture in mind of like what's happening. Be the best player and captain of a Division 1 side in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Do you think that's manageable? Do you think that that's a vision that is not just bold for you, but that you think is attainable in 10 years?
It's definitely a hard goal to reach, but I'm sure that if I put all my work in, I'm going to reach it.
Okay. These two goals are a bit different. You have a very you have a super ambitious goal.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. You need a vision. You need a picture in mind. You need something you're leading to. You have you still have a ambitious goal. But the point is that you can break it down now to, okay, where do you need to be in 7 years? Where do you need to be in 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year? You're always working towards that vision. Evan, what's your goal in 10 years?
Play professionally in one of the top 5 leagues in Europe.
And this is when I say play professionally, like, what are you? Are you a squad player? Are you a
First team player.
First team player? And how many appearances are you making? I want you to visualize it. Like, what, you know, are you a fringe player on the first team? Are you
In the starting 11.
okay? Starting 11 player in one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. So, Goran, what's your 10-year vision?
I want to be the best player of my country, India, and I also want to represent India in the FIFA World Cup.
Now, that's an ambitious goal. You can always think about every day, okay, one day I want to be the best player of India and I can represent India in the India World Cup. I can take my country to glory, or my heart is being directed to a place where I can bring Indian football to a bigger scale. That's where his heart's leading. And yours, Jake?
I want to play in the Premier League or in the top 3 leagues in Europe.
You can't say or, okay? You want to play in the Premier League. Just got to make it specific. Okay, play in the Premier League. Why?
Because it's at the highest level. Yeah.
Yeah, but why? Why do you want to play at the highest level? Why do you want to play at the highest level? Why Premier League? Why? This is really important because every single fucking day, every month, you're gonna have this moment where you think, oh, is it worth it? You have to, your why, like why are you doing this has to be so fucking strong. And if you don't have it, the goal will go to shit.
Because I've
Tell
seen
me.
the intensity and the amount of work it takes to get to that level, and just having the opportunity to be part of that tiny percentage of players who really went all out. I want to be part of that percentage
But why?
to show others that they can do it.
To show others they can do it too.
Yes.
So it's about your legacy in a way.
Yeah,
You're
it's
already
like,
thinking
I
about your
want to show
legacy.
others.
You want
that
to
they
show
can do it
others.
as well.
Okay. So why do you want to show others that they can do it too? Why does that need to be the Premier League?
If I'm playing in the Premier League, that is the highest and most intense league, and that's like what people look to for the highest level. And if they see that I was the one who made that decision to get to that league, which is the highest league, then they can do it as well.
And so why is inspiring people like important to you? But why does that affect you?
Because
What's the deep reason?
Fulfillment isn't only focused on myself.
Yeah.
It's focused on others.
Have you ever had a personal experience which makes you say, okay, I want to play in the Premier League because of what happened to that guy or yourself or something?
Well, obviously, like I look up to players like Jamie Vardy,
Yeah.
and these players who nobody really thought would have the ability to get to that level.
Yeah.
And in the same way, he's inspired a lot of people, probably the guys around here as well. And that's kind of how he inspired me to do the same thing as well.
Okay. So your aim with your vision, if you achieve your vision, your why is because...
I want to show others that they can do it as well.
Okay. Ralph, come here for a sec. Why do you want to, even if it's being one of the best players in Cyprus, captain in Cyprus, why do you want to make your whole life about football, training every day, sacrificing parties, sacrificing friends, let's say, sacrificing so much time so you can focus on being a Division 1 player in Cyprus? Why? Because you have so many opportunities, so many other things you could be doing. Why is this so important to you that you achieve this, that this is your vision? Why?
Because nothing makes me as happy as when I play football. And I can imagine how amazing it would be to play at a high level. So I don't think there's anything that would make me more happy than to play at that high of a level.
Like, what are you sacrificing at the moment to go and achieve this thing?
I'm sacrificing a lot of things. I lost a lot of friends. My friends used to call me all the time to go out, and I wasn't going out. I wasn't drinking anymore. I wasn't partying anymore. I had to quit my job. I had to fight with my family because of that. I was fighting with my girlfriend. I hope she's not watching this. Yeah. She always wants to see me, but I always want to train. I sacrifice a lot of things. I sacrifice the food that I like. I sacrifice alcohol. I sacrifice really a lot of things. I sacrifice going skiing in the winter because I'm scared to get injured. I sacrifice sports bike riding, a lot of things just to focus on my football. And I can keep on going. Like, this is everything on the top of my head.
And has it been worth it so far?
Every second is so worth it. And whether I make it to my goal or not in Cyprus, if I look back and I tell myself, was it worth it? It was definitely worth it. Such a one of the best decisions I've taken in my life, to just focus on football. This is what I wanted, and I would do it again if I went back in time, definitely.
Because it makes you happy.
Because it makes me happy.
and nothing in the world makes you happier?
So far, no. So like for me, like when I have a ball on my feet, I'm just like on another level. You know?
Wow. Wow. Okay. And Robert? That's deep, man.
No.
What's
And,
it?
no. To kind of piggyback off of Ralph, it's due in two parts. Is that the love of football that I have from a very young child. I remember that was my source of escaping a lot of problems that I had as a child. And remembering what that feeling was and how powerful soccer could be for me was so great. And then part two is being competitive. Like I've always enjoyed being an athlete. So like picking one sport that I truly undoubtedly have loved and then trying to compete in it at the highest level possible. And arguably, you know, winning a Ballon d'Or proves that and ratifies that you are the best player possible at that time frame. And so I've always visualized holding that trophy and being part of that moment and just the drive that takes and the momentum that I've built, not only coming here but coming, you know, and training before here and the years that I've taken to make soccer undoubtedly the main source of my of life and what I do in soccer. It makes me just so happy, and it's unexplainable how much love I have for football. It really is. Like it's crazy for me to think about, and so that's what I want to remember when I play, and that's what I always enjoy.
You love it.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt.
Okay. Great. Evan. Scream with me. Ah! Do it. Do it. Ah!
Love it.
Evan. Why? Why, man? At 15 years old, you could be doing what are you doing at 15? You're in Australia. You know, a lot of girls are texting you because they seeing you on Train Effective at the moment, and they're saying, Evan, wow, I didn't know you were so good at football. Let's go out to a movie. And all these girls, man, they want to be, you know, your girlfriend and but you know, if you had so many girlfriends, you wouldn't be able to focus on football and to achieve this goal that you want to achieve, which is to become a starting 11 player in one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. But why, man? Because, man, over the next 10 years, you have to face a lot, and that why has to be so strong. So what is your like why, man? Like what is it?
Well, I just want to be playing football for as long as possible. But at the same time, I want to set challenges for myself, such as going pro.
Because but why is that challenge important to you? Just say it, man. Why is it important? What comes to your mind when you think why? Like why do I wake up why do I get up early in the morning? Like why do I come all the way to London? Why do I, you know, instead of going to, I don't know, McDonald's with your friends, you go to training? Like why? What's that why? What is it here, bro? Comes here.
Well, honestly, because I just look at other players like Messi and Ronaldo and look at how good they are, and I just want to be like them, like be the best.
You can be the best player, that the next Evan, not the next Messi or Ronaldo. How do you think this is, Hashir, from your point of view?
So I'm hearing you speak, and I heard you as well. I genuinely don't think your why is strong enough where it appeals to you emotionally. With him, I think you guys can sense it kind of is. With you, I think, you guys are younger as well, so you still have time to kind of develop. But if you do have these ambitious goals, You think that's why we're kind of doing this. That's why you have that. Now, my why for a long time was to play for Arsenal, and I love Arsenal. It's my favorite club. Love it. But recently, a while ago, I went to France. I went to France specifically to watch football. And I went to Marseille in specific because I heard crazy things about their fans, and I always been about like atmosphere and that.
Yeah.
And I went to the Stade Velodrome. You guys probably know it. And I went in and I walked up the stairs, like the stairs to the stadium. I walked out, and I had never felt so in my chest over something football in my life. And it was like that moment, this was a while ago, it was that moment where I was like, okay, this is why I've trained all these years. This is why I'm going to train in the future. Walking out to this, but down there, walking out of that tunnel, with the ambiance that they create, it appealed to me so much emotionally. I used to watch Nick's blogs, or I used to read them. How he would listen to like "You'll Never Walk Alone" and get teary-eyed, and I felt that. I took my seat and I felt that because of just the atmosphere that was in there. You have fucking banners being rolled down. You have like fire going off all over football, all over this like love for football. And I get your like why like I see Messi and Ronaldo. I want to be the best. I see yours as well. But my thing is more like representing. Like when you play for a club like I don't know Man City, like that are official. When you play for a team like Marseille or something big like that in other countries in South America, like a Boca Juniors, you represent something so big. A tangent. That's why I love Train Effective, because it represents so much, and we get to impact so many people. I know it's a good why when I feel like not going anymore, but I keep going. My thing was like, man, I just want to play at the highest level I can for some crazy fans, and if I gotta work stocking shelves in the evening, then I'll do that. But I hope I'm still playing in top division, top team.
What's your why, bro? Why India? Why best player in India?
Because like I went to see the World Cup of 2018.
In Russia?
Yeah, in Russia. And I had seen the quarterfinal of Sweden and Switzerland, like not like really big teams, but they are playing the World Cup, and that's a big thing. And the atmosphere, like Hashir said, like in the stadium was like undescribable, and I really wanna be on that field, and I wanna see the fans like shouting my name and like really wanting our team to win. And mainly I wanna do it for my parents, because they have done so much for me, and like there are so many problems but they don't tell me, but I figure it out from somewhere else, and that just keeps me going. Like I want to do it for like my family, because that is everything for me, and that is why I can wake up every day early, because and
For your family, yeah.
Yeah, and when I was young, like the senior players were like always bullying me and said that I couldn't play, like, and they always put me on the defense, and they're like, you can't even defend, go home. So, and there were a few teachers in my school who said that, look at you, you are just an Indian, you cannot play professional, you are from a small city. So I want to prove them wrong, because like till now no player in my city has ever made it to the Indian team.
And this is what I want to touch upon as well. Okay, every single one of the goals and the visions here are absolutely nuts. Like everybody watching this think you're crazy. Like there's something wrong with you.
True. No one's gonna understand.
No one's gonna understand, and of course, so there will be people that will, of course, understand. I also understand you guys. And this goes to everybody that's watching. You have to think big. Your why, your vision has to excite you, man. You want to be the best player in the world? Everyone will say, so many people say, oh, what planet is Robert on? Like, he's delusional. Same with everybody, because the odds are stacked so amazingly high against you that you need to literally be in your cities, in your towns, or in environments you're in, the first one to ever do it. Like, that's crazy. You really, like, you have to think at and work at levels that 99.9999% of people won't. And at the same time though, if you think smaller and you say, well, I just want to be, my 10-year vision is just to be the best player in my state or my city, then yeah, you could achieve it. But does that vision excite you? Is it something that is bold enough to make you want to work, get out of bed every single day? Is it something that you feel like is going to create a legacy? If so, great. But you need to have this big picture, that big vision, that thinking big. Like, what do you want to become? Because all those people you see on TV, on the Premier League, successful people, like, I don't know, that you see on TV, Will Smith, I don't know, let's say Will Smith. If you've ever seen a Will Smith video, he'll always talk about how big he was thinking from the very first stage of his career. So you have to have this big vision. When people say you're crazy or whatever, which, because everyone's going to say this, you have to have it in your head why you're doing this. Why is it so important to you? And why do I want to prove them wrong? Why do I want to do all this? And you got to keep going at it every single day. Because you know what? Even if you think big, this is your vision, this is your goal, you want to go up here, but you come like here, well, you started from here. And now you're here. And your original vision is here, but you've made it so far. And and the second part is you followed this. And all those learnings, all the things you take, because you followed your heart, you followed your passion, and you said no to the people that said to you, oh, you can't do this. You said, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep working towards it. You'll go so much further. You'll go do much bigger things. You'll be more happier than them in the end. Because let's take it from a point right now, with how many years everyone's been in this journey. Robert, you've had this goal for a long time, right? This vision.
For sure.
But where have you ended up even now? If you had to stop today, where have you ended up? What place are you in? You know? Let's be precise.
No worries.
You're coaching kids.
Yeah. And so right now I'm coaching a U14 side for an old club that I used to play for. And a lot of kids on that team or kids around in the club ask me about the process and what I was doing at 14 years old. And you know, and I consistently tell them, I was like, look, I was at 14 years old, I was absolutely trash. I was not a good player whatsoever. And I remember I put in the time to be better. And I put in the time to play better every day. And you know, and through that journey, that got me to play Division I soccer in America and earn scholarship money to be an athlete. And you know, and I thought that was the end goal, and then I accomplished that. And then I said, no, I want to do better. What's next? What can I do better? And I remember telling my 14-year-old kids that like there's an ongoing process, not only within football but also with life. Like as you get older, there's new things that come up, new priorities, new goals, and that's what I try to resonate with my kids is that what you do here on the field is part of a process, and you're quote unquote failing at your goals because you just haven't put in enough time. Right. And everyone's time frame is different, you know. And
to conclude on it though, sure. Basically, now you have a lot of kids looking up to you. You're a coach.
Yeah.
This forms part of your living.
Yeah. And
football is an everyday part of your life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Boom. And you're happy with that
Absolutely.
at the moment, as it sounds. Evan, you're only 15, but you've made so many leaps, man. Even if you stop tomorrow, crap, this whole thing of you coming here, you experience things you never experienced before. You've taken things out of London. You've become more confident. These are all things you can apply in your life. All because when people said Evan can't play soccer, oh well, he's playing now, and look how many steps he's gone above the others. Gaurang, same with you. You go to those Indian players now and you say, the people that said you can't play, the seniors, right? And you go to them now, you think, what are you talking about, right? It's confidence, man, confidence. Yeah.
I was just gonna say another thing about my why.
Yeah.
So I might have a different worldview than all of you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian and I believe that God created the heavens and the earth and everything. He controls everything. And based on that, like, I want to live how Jesus lived when he was on the earth, because he never gave up and he actually died for us. And this is what I'm willing to die for. Like, you have to find what you're willing to die for.
And yeah, and Jake, where were you at like 2 years ago?
I didn't have a lot of belief in myself and just lack of experience, because a lot of the stuff that I have now, it comes over time. You know, when you're that age, like when you're Evan's age, he's 2 years younger than me. It's hard to understand, and you kind of just, you don't have to understand, you just know it's going to come. And it's a good thing that he's here with us right now, because we're all telling you that a lot of the stuff you're struggling with right now, it comes over time. So 2 years ago I wasn't super confident, I didn't have a lot of belief and a lot of experience, but now I believe in myself.
Yep.
Because I know what I'm capable of, and I've seen like these little moments of magic that I didn't think I could do, but it only took one moment, and then I just continue to build on that and build on that and build on that.
And Ralph, where were you 1 year ago?
As you guys already know, like a few months ago I was like extremely overweight. I was like 100 kilos, which is 225 pounds for the Americans. And I was super overweight. My life was all about partying and eating and drinking alcohol. I was so into food that my dream at the time was like, just I wanted to be a food blogger. I wanted to go to every restaurant and eat. That's all I did, all day, every day. Party, drink every day. That was my life, you know. But now I completely changed, and I just found what I truly love, and I'm so happy that I took this step and I am where I am right now. I lost so much weight, and I'm here in London playing with all these guys and trying to be a better person and a better player, trying to achieve my dream, trying to live for something that's actually worth it, not just partying. And everyone parties, everyone goes out, everyone, you know, but this is when you really do what you really want, this is where true happiness comes. So
wow. And that's it, man. And it's all because you had a vision of who you could be. That goes for everyone. And now, this is why I talk about visions. You could stop today, but wow, all the things that you've taken into your life and your personalities and everything is amazing. And most people don't have this, but all because you had a vision that no one else believed in other than yourselves. And as long as you keep believing in the vision of what you can be, no matter if you get there or not, like wow, because you're striving every single day to get there, amazing. And you'll just keep learning more and more things. What you've learned in 2 years, Evan, or the last 4 weeks even, what can you learn in the next 4 weeks? How can you go in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, if you look back at where you've come 2, 3, 4 years ago? Same with you, man. All you guys. So I'm just inspired, man, to see your journeys, to see where you guys go, and what it's going to be like for you guys every time you take a step forward in your journeys. Like, yeah, it's going to be crazy. So that's it, man. Big visions, big goals. Ashir, you want to close with this? Anything you want to say?
Just don't let people tell you no. Listen to your heart.
What? That's a wrap.
stay effective. Robert, I just wanted to ask you, like, when you say you want to be the best player in the world,
Right.
like, why don't you try to aim for a bit realistic goal? So when you wake up in the morning, you go like, this is something I actually could achieve, instead of going like, what a goal that is, I might never be able to achieve it.
Right. So my, that's boring. Who cares about realism? Like it's crazy to me to shoot
lower than the expectation. I might not ever obtain that, but the fact that I have that mindset to obtain that 10-year-old Robert, that's what's important. That's what I feel is important.
But for me, it's a bit different. Like I have to have something that I might actually be able to reach.
No, for sure. That's along the way. That's along the way.
Yeah. And
Right.
then once I reach there, I have another goal.
Right. And that's the process, right? Like here, right? I went to Thailand and I obtained goal number 1 to be a professional contracted athlete, right? And then I lost that opportunity. So then I had to reevaluate what I wanted and what my end goal was.
Yeah.
At that time, the end goal was to be a professional, and I was, right? And then I stopped competing. I stopped wanting to obtain something more.
So you shoot for the stars now. And
Absolutely.
you land on the moon.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I like what you said.
No, I-
Come on. Left, let it go. 3, 4, 5. Right here. Come on.